Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode on the channel. Thank you all for being here, and I hope you all have your favorite beverage ready because it is bright and early at 4 o'clock in the morning. Alrighty, so in today's episode, we will be covering a new adventure of mine, the creation of a new company, which will be in the public safety sector, specifically in Knox County, city of Knoxville, located in about the middle area of the eastern half of Tennessee. That's one of my favorite cities. I've worked in there for a long time. I used to work for AMR, as some of you may or may not know, and being able to work for them has given me a lot of firsthand insights into their operations, mindset, and all of that. And it's absolutely horrific. In my personal opinion, back when I was there, we only had maybe 10-ish ambulances on days. Sometimes it would get bumped up to 14. If they were going to do bonuses or different shift incentives, and of course on night shift, because nights, no matter what industry you're in, are always hard to staff for. Oftentimes we would run with four, five, or six, plus a supervisor, and occasionally a medic in a chase car. So I've decided, well, no one's going to fix this problem. AMR did not get voted out as I was expecting at the end of 2023. So they now have a 5-year contract renewal for Knox County, and I have a lot of stories from the local news that we'll get into. Probably not today, but eventually, definitely sometime soon. So if you would like to follow along, we're going to hop over to our website, which will be at the bottom of your screen on the after I switch the cameras around, and we're just going to go through the page really quick, and I'm going to explain what I want to do, how I'm going to make it all happen. So I hope we all stick around, and let's get the cameras switched. All right. So as some of you probably have already been to our website, this is the opening header. All I've done is just zoomed it in to make it a little easier to read on camera. So in order to find our specific page, just go over here to the More button, and it's the third from the bottom, Tennessee Public Safety Group. Go ahead and click on that, and that brings you to our page. So, excuse me for that. So again, the whole reason I've created this web page is to highlight and provide an overview to the new company. I didn't exactly know what to call it, so we're just calling it Tennessee Public Safety Group, if I can find some English in my brain. Basically, the whole gist of it is that I want AMR gone, um, and I want to take their place. Now, unfortunately, that is a multifaceted approach. I need community support, I need financial support, I need outreach for with the different citizens inside the county and things of that nature. Here, probably in a week or two, I'm going to create an automatic like donation thing. So if any of you guys would like to provide $1 a month, $10 a month, etc., you'll have an easy way of doing that. As of right now, there's not really an easy way of doing it. So that'll be coming, and I'll let you know whenever I get ready with that. So essentially, the whole, who are we thing of a company. Um, it Tennessee Public Safety Group is a four-part company, if you will. I use public safety in the name because it's going to encompass emergency medical, fire rescue, uh, technical and specialty rescues, a 911 communication center, towing roadside and other vehicle assistance services, and a private security company as well that will kind of alleviate some of our non-emergency calls and provide um, protection to our providers on scene of just strange calls, unknown calls, things where the caller is not very clear on what's going on, things of that nature. So the whole reason of having a large multi-pronged company of this is fairly simple. Emergency calls, if if you've ever had to deal with the 911 system, you get a call taker who picks up the call, then they transmit your info via computer to a dispatcher. The dispatcher gets whatever emergency or public safety service units going to wherever the location is, and then it's all electronically updated from there. But the issue that we often run into is interoperability, either with computer systems, radio systems. In the 911 center, as some of you may or may not know, especially in the large cities, there's different pods, as I've heard them be called. So you'll have a pod for, say, city law enforcement, county law enforcement, state police, and then you have city fire, county fire, third party ambulance service. Generally, somebody will do public works, so gas utilities, power company, towing and roadside, things of that nature. Along with animal control, sometimes that's law enforcement, sometimes that's public utilities. And part of the issue is, at least where I worked, and kind of where I'm working now with the 911 system, is that depending on where the location of your emergency is, sometimes you'll get city fire, county fire, and a private ambulance company along with two or three types of law enforcement. And so if you don't have a coordinated method of getting your information to all the providers, some people get half the message, some people get one of the message, some people don't get anything at all. And my personal belief is putting it all under one company's umbrella is the easiest way of doing it because everybody has the same radio, the same channels, the same response procedures, the same guidelines, the same policies, and it makes everything a whole lot easier. So so the next question or that everybody is probably curious about is where is this going to take place? So the primary location will be Knox County, and if you've ever been to Knox County, you've most likely been to the city of Knoxville, nestled inside. It's also got the University of Tennessee, which is a very big name college. A lot of people like to watch the Tennessee Vols, I want to say. So, what people may, what you may or may not know is that even though not you have a county provider, a lot of the other counties in the surrounding areas, such as Sevier, Anderson, Jefferson, Union, and more, Pigeon Forge could be even a big one, is everybody runs out of ambulances at some point eventually in their history. And all public safety, at least on fire and rescue, has what we call automatic and mutual aid. Basically, what that means is dispatch centers or communication centers will contact each other and be like, "Hey, we don't have any more fire trucks, or we don't have any more ambulances, or all of our units are tied up on this very, very big scene, and we need a specific resource from XYZ city," and so they'll send that as well. So even though you're supporting what I'm trying to do for Knox County and City of Knoxville, there's a very good chance if you're visiting the area, you'll see us in different counties, especially when it comes to the non-emergency side. Medical, emergency medical has generally two branches that come off to it, the 911 emergency side and the non-emergency side as well, which is basically your doctor's appointments, your welfare checks, your hospital discharges, nursing home transfers, interfacility transfers, small hospital to a big hospital, uh, trips and things of that nature. So you'll be seeing us all around the region, and I'll be happy to provide assistance to anybody that requests it. So here's a really cool picture I found online. It's just the stadium covered in people in orange because these games get absolutely huge. And yes, all of those games, or at least the vast majority, have a fire rescue, EMS, um, and most likely law enforcement on standby near the game, at the game, so that if anything happens to anybody who's visiting, we're right there, generally in a golf cart or something with high mobility, so that we can get to you much quicker. Sorry about that. Talking's kind of drawn out the mouth. All right. So everybody, well, not everybody. I should stop saying that probably, shouldn't I? A lot of people are like, cool, it's a new company, but it's the same problems. And if it was other companies in the region, if it was another subsidiary of GMR, I might agree with you. However, this is my company, and I've got 15 years overall experience, emergency, non emergency, hospital based, everything you can imagine. So there's things that I'm simply not going to put up with. AMR puts puts up with a lot of stuff. Their equipment is old, it's broken, morale is low. I mean, the problems are substantial, way more than just one video. So as you can see on your screen, just the different bullet points. I strive for excellence in everything I do, meaning I'm not going to put up with certain stuff. And the differentiating, yeah, it's not a word. All right, I don't know what I'm trying to say. So this company will be different by creating a culture of excellence, streamlining operations, as I mentioned earlier. So reduce call volume per unit. I put that in here because AMR, because they don't have staffing during the day, they don't have enough to meet demand. They never have, they never will, and that's why they get fines, as I'm sure y'all will see here soon. Back when I was there, if you didn't run, 20 calls on a 12-hour shift with 7 to 10 transports to a hospital, it was not a busy day. So that will be greatly reduced. Um, there will be town hall meetings, employee councils, different methods of improving morale, maybe such as feeding you. Surprisingly enough, we don't get lunch breaks. Um, there's no mandatory overtime. We AMR likes to run you into the dirt. And they had this policy when I was there that you can't leave your shift without at least 2 ambulances available in the county. Well, it sounds good on paper because you can't just not have anybody. However, sometimes you're held over 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, sometimes, and it's just like if you never know when you're going home and you're scheduled for a 12, 14, or 16-hour shift, that is a very, very long day. And it's dangerous and tanks morale and everything else. So there will be no mandatory overtime, no favoritism, high wages, and very, very so much more. This will be a fire-based system, meaning there will be different stations, substations all throughout the county, such as how the fire service operates. Me being in the fire rescue sphere for, 14, 15 years or what have you, um, I've gotten to see everything from private fire, such as rural metro, which again, I don't necessarily fully agree with how they operate, to major metropolitan Washington, D.C., New York, LA type um, city layouts, and that's how I'm gonna operate this business. So a little bit about me, just to kind of hit bullet points. 14 years plus, I think I'm in my 15th year at the moment of public safety. Almost all of it was 911 in conjunction to non-emergency. I've spent at least 9 years in the emergency rooms of level 1 trauma centers. I was a Marine Corps combat veteran, as you can see from over here, the picture down by my elbow and the plaque over by my shoulder. So, leadership conferences, chain of command conferences, pretty much everything you can think of, I've been to. Honestly, this would be an hour-long video if I actually did a resume. So, the one thing that AMR kind of lacks is a distinct chain of command. They have supervisors every shift because you have to, but that's it. A lot of times they're tied down with paperwork. A lot of times they're hiding in their office. A lot of times you don't see them on calls, especially on nights. And so from the bottom up, with my company, you'll have all the general employee base, field training officers. I get the reason that I put lieutenant in parentheses is to differentiate the responsibilities and the pay. Oof, sorry about that. And to give them a bump in pay. I I'm fully on board with if you work more and if you work harder and longer hours, you should get paid more. So that's why that has a rank in pay. Same thing with station officers. If you're not just an employee, if you're maintaining the station, the facilities, et cetera, you should have um, a rank and title and a substantial increase in pay to deal with all the headaches that come along with that. District supervisors, every company has them. That's not a surprise. There's nothing fancy with that. They will report to the chief of their respective service. And then our medical director is going to be above all the different chiefs because when it comes to medicine, at least in most companies, including mine, fire rescue and EMS all has the same director. Those are not different. Um, so he will be running three out of the four, or three out of the five areas. That's why he'll get a little bit more money and title. And then I'll be at the very top, so I can control everything as my control freak side definitely enjoys. As I mentioned earlier, the medical side has different branches. One branches will be the 911 side, is of course what you'd expect. Call for help. We show up. We take you to the hospital that can treat you the best. Also, on the non-emergency side, long distance interfacilities along with local. If you need to go somewhere, we will get you there. Same thing with doctor's appointments, mental health, and psychological services. Um, I already mentioned that. So, specialty care teams, AMR does an absolute crappy job at getting organ recovery or neonatal um, response teams, critical care, and other specialties and things of that nature. They also don't have a bariatric response or any disaster related type stuff. So I'm definitely creating that because those are highly used, highly sought after resources, and then we can send those not only within our county but within the region. And this whole thing is to first support our county and do things the right way, but also to be a regional asset for the surrounding areas and then do it so well and be so good at what we do that we're a national standard. That is very important to me. I don't want to just be bottom of the barrel AMR joke of a party type of thing. I want to be the new national standard. I want to be on the front line, the cutting edge of innovation. And that's absolutely what will help. All right, so as you can kind of imagine, I've alluded to quality. I'm not going to read all of this. If you'd like to read this yourself, go to the website and all of that. The one thing that I will mention is this bottom paragraph says certifications are required by law, but that doesn't mean everybody who receives a paper certificate can do the job well. And this goes back to a complaint of mine I've had for years, where certified does not mean qualified. And I'll say that again for people who didn't hear me or don't believe me. Certified does not mean qualified. I have worked with so many people over the years who are fresh out of school, first day on the job, they get their certificate in hand and they don't know how to drive. They don't know how to use the computer system almost at all. And that's supposed to be done during orientation and onboarding. There's no academy with AMR, as there will be with mine. So the training standards with AMR currently are pretty low, pretty bottom of the barrel. Their protocols suck. The testing and the whole methodology of making sure you know your job prior to your first day responding to a 911 call is absolute garbage with them, and I have to change that. Have to. And this also goes on to follow up training. So when you come out of school, you have your basic state level certification as an EMT, and generally not much more. There's a lot of additional trauma care, cardiac care, pediatric care, and et cetera, that that providers need or should be enrolled in within their first 6 months, first year at worst. And you have to develop your skills in order to have any form of confidence in the field. You just have to. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. With my company, we will be doing additional training. We will be doing weekly, monthly training. All of my employees will get their CE hours covered by us at no expense because with me being a control freak and a perfectionist, I don't tolerate inadequacy. I don't tolerate mediocrity. So this is the goal that I wanted to do, and it all boils down to say hire the best, train the best, be the best, and become the new national standard. All right, so how do we make all of this happen? And this is the call to action. So I can only do what I want to do with the help of you all. All of the proceeds, all the donations, all the money that I generate from the website, our merch store that'll be coming soon, donations, super chats, super stickers, in any other form, all the consultation money is going to go to fund this endeavor. I will be doing a website tutorial video sometime this week. I know I said that last week. Please don't jump on me too bad. But um, I can't do I can't do any of this without all of your help. Whether it be a one-time donation or a $1 monthly rotating cycle, any help that you feel comfortable offering, I will gladly accept. And at the very end of this video, I will show you where to find our supporters. So basically, there's three things that I need. We need a petition to remove AMR. We need financial contributions, as I alluded to a second ago. And my personal favorite is joining our membership database. Now, the membership program is going to be tied to the recurring monthly payments, which currently isn't set up at the moment. So give me a little bit on that. But the general gist of it is that when you're in the county and you live there and you're a resident, you'll be able to get um, basically different services. Okay, I'm jumping ahead. My bad. So when it comes to supporting, these are the buttons I was alluding to that I found out today just before this video don't work. And I need to figure out what's going on with this. But essentially you can choose 5, 10, or $15. Or if you want to sign the petition, that'll be a one-time fee of 25. Or I'll show you the donate feature on the website if you want to do a custom amount. And these are open to everybody nationwide who just wants to help me do do something highly worthwhile for the county and for everybody that visits. So when you're in the county, at least with my company, there's different tiers that you can sign up for, and the different tiers is very simple. It's gold, silver, and platinum. And basically, what this simply means is if you want to, you help us, you have your plan, you do your monthly payment. The gold plan is $5, billed on a monthly cycle, as you would expect. You get 10% off any bills of any services that you get for fire rescue or medical. The only catch is that you have to be inside the city limits or the county limits in order for this to take place. Otherwise, it's not exactly worthwhile. And I can get into that in a whole other video if you prefer. If you're liking the video so far, just leave a comment down below. All right, the silver plan is a $20 plan. Again, billed monthly, you get a 25% discount. We do not require a down payment for routine medical trips because you are a plan member. And essentially, we just use your monthly billing history as a credit check of sorts. And as long as you're a member and as long as you're in good standing, we won't take a deposit. There will be some included services for you as well. In the silver plan, you get a welfare check per year of yourself, your family, or a neighbor. You get a vital sign check per year, completely free. There will be no additional billing on that. If you when this bill actually does come, there will be a detached section. You just check use my one free option, and then that's that. Again, these all these plans are only available to city and county residents. So then the platinum plan, which will be a $40 billed monthly, you get 40% off bills for service. So if you are an elderly person or a sickly person who goes to the hospital a lot, this plan it will save you the most because it has the highest discount. And some of the other included benefits is that you'll get priority dispatching for what I call routine transports. That's doctor's appointments, hospital discharges, um, and you'll be first in line if you ever have to go anywhere that's not considered an emergency. So all of these plans will have some sort of financial assistance. Again, with all of it with no credit check. Basically, as I said earlier, we use your monthly billing cycle as credit and we just apply that to your account. But this one doubles the free stuff from the silver plan. So you get two welfare checks per calendar year and two vital checks per calendar year. Again, you must live inside the county limits. So I will be creating a much more in-depth website eventually. Unfortunately, that's not going to be today. So if you would like to sign the petition, get rid of AMR, it's actually I try to make it as simple as possible. You go over to the more drop down menu, you go to AMR petition and donations, and you click on that. And when the internet wants to cooperate. All right. So basically, I'm not going to go over this one very in depth, but it's extremely simple. You scroll down, you fill out the form, give me your first name, your last name, your email, donation, social media name, handle, Twitter following, whatever you decide. Phone number is optional. You can let us know what you think you would like to see your donation used for. Any other additional notes, you click a couple of buttons and you click the donate. That'll take you to the payment processor and you can do that. If you would like to just donate money either to the channel or for this reason or for any other reason, you can go to donate. Again, fill out the form, first name, last name, email, social media display name as you would expect. This is a variable amount. You can enter whichever amount works best for you. And then donate. That'll take you to the payment processor. Um, and that's that. So you can visit us here on the website, which again, I'll be doing another full blown website tutorial, which will be another long video, but that'll wrap up this new company. There will be much more content of this type coming out in the next, well, for a while, if not forever. Even once I've got the company, I will have a Facebook page, a YouTube channel. I will hire people who can do videos and editing and all of the other stuff much better than I can. So the quality of videos will drastically improve, etc., etc. So I've kept y'all here long enough. If you like the video, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below to get it higher in the algorithm. If you know anybody who lives in Knox County, city of Knoxville, or is a first responder, send them this video and ask them for support. Again, I can't do anything without your help and support, so I will leave it at there. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.